What's up, guys? Welcome to Deal Desk, where I make live calls on your leads. If you're new watching on YouTube and you want me to call your leads, head over to the REIToolbox.com. If you're watching on the private community, you have a direct line of access here to me. You can get your leads called first. We're going to start off with those. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the first lead we have is in, looks like this is a duplex in Jacksonville. Needs a lot of work from what it looks like here. All right. So this is it. Boarded up. Okay. This thing's also listed. Needs a full renovation. Everything. Okay. All right. So what's the story of this one? 29 days, 70. It saves attention investors looking for an easy to add to your rental portfolio. Check out this fixer-upper, 2-story concrete block duplex in Jacksonville. Both units are 2-1 and approximately 624 square feet. Each one has an electric meter. Okay, so it's a legal duplex, and they're asking $99,990. All right, so this is listed on the MLS. I'm gonna take a look at these numbers real quick. I mean, this thing looks pretty rough. Let me take a look at the comps here. Let's change it to multifamily 2 to 4. Not much here. Not really much in this area when it comes to this. Let me see if there's any multifamily at all. I mean, is there anything even active on the market? I mean, there's one. How many square feet is this? This is 1248 square feet total. Total heated square footage is 1248. There's one that's 2352 square feet, so for 220, and it was in good shape. I wouldn't really count this as a comparable. If there's never good comps, if you're having a hard time finding comps, like let's say there's a triplex or quadplex, or what I do is you can take that price per square foot, multiply it by yours, and that'll give you a good understanding of kind of where you need to be at. You want to be overly conservative because if there's no comps, it may be tougher to sell. This one needs a lot of work. So let me do this. How far away is this one? It's got a big yard. Yeah, I mean, it's everything, but okay. Let me do some math here real quick, and then I'm gonna take a look at that other one that sold. But you also want to pay attention to how close it actually is. If it's too far away, well, that one's also wood frame, so you gotta look at everything. Everything. Let me see here. Yeah, there's really nothing going on here. Now, it does show it's been on the market for over a month. Well, 31 days it says here. And it's not really getting too much traction on the listing. So that tells me it's overpriced. Let's call the agent and get some more information, because they put decent information. They put let me see, the roof, AC are older, will more likely need to be replaced. Off-street parking. Oh, it's next to a golf course. That's good. Let me go over here. I'm trying to look at some more multifamily. There's actually a lot of houses, but Multifamily, there's nothing that sold recently close. Oh, here's one. Oh, okay. So there's actually some that are a few blocks south. It can be a completely different area. They're not selling for that much though. Man, this one sold for 85,000. I think this one is in it needs work, but it's still in better shape than ours. So for 85,000, and it's actually more, more square feet. And then you have actually a really nice one that sold for 150. This one still needs some work too. Okay, well, let's call the agent. I think it's a little high considering the work it needs, but I'm gonna go ahead and call the agent and see, if they're still accepting offers, how long. Sometimes this stuff isn't gonna update real time if you're looking at on Zillow, right? That's why MLS Access will give you the most updated, fresh information, because if it is pending and under contract, there's a delay. Let's go ahead and call this agent. Mrs. Bosco. Yeah, there's not much going on here.
I'm sorry, you can't leave a message because the person you called has a voicemail box that hasn't been set up yet. Goodbye.
Well, that's too bad. Take a look at this comp I found. Look at this. This thing is in much better shape. I mean, I guess you'd consider that renovated. It's bigger. It's almost 2,000 square feet. Ours is 1,248. Okay, this sold for almost 170, and it's a duplex. Okay, so if they're asking 100,000, I don't think it's gonna work. That's why I saw that other one. That sold for 85 over here. This one sold for 85. It's bigger now. This is much more square feet, and it sold for less than what ours is listed for. Okay, so I think you probably have to be around this ballpark. Okay, probably less because the square footage on this one is a little bit more. So probably 65, 75, somewhere around there. That's where I'd be at for that. You want to be conservative when it comes to those. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's look at North Carolina. All right, so we have a North Carolina, Rem Street, Kingston, North Carolina. Reason for selling, no one to fix it, bought it last year. Also, she's going to send me pictures on Google Drive. Okay, perfect. You send me photos. All right, cool. Let's take a look at this one. This is on Kingston. Okay, so there's no photos of this one. Well, I'll look at the photos that you sent me. Let's see. It looks like it has potential. All right. Bungalow style. All right, so this was the age. Now this is off market, which is great. Let me take a look at the pictures you sent me in school. Send pictures to your email. Okay. Okay. So it looks okay on the outside. What are they asking for this though? Needs full renovation. Oh, asking 79. Okay. 70. I haven't ran any comps on it, but I mean, look. Oh man, you gotta skip trace this one. Okay. Yeah. Let me take a look at that email you sent me real quick. All right. Google Drive. This thing. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this needs a lot of work for sure. Great photos. So these are the photos. Yeah, this needs everything. What happened here? It's like no ceiling. Well, let's find out 79,000 is a good price. I don't know. This needs a full renovation. So we're going to be conservative with this, but these are great pictures. Thanks. Okay. All right. And let's call the agent. Rosa sent this. I just need this to comp. Oh, seal offer. Okay. Oh, you just need comps. Okay. Well, I'm going to save that for the community. If you guys submitted just for comps, I'm not going to call them on here. Okay. But I'll give you feedback in the community so you can do your thing. Okay. But real quick, I want to just take a look at it real quick as far as the numbers, just to give you see if 79,000 is even in the ballpark. Now, this one is going to hit the market Monday. So, guys, it's important to build great relationships, just like Trinice did with this agent. This agent sent her a property before it's going to hit on the market. So it's a pocket listing. And that'll give you an opportunity to make an offer before it hits the market. I don't know if $79,000 would work. Actually, there's no way it would work because the estimated value is $80,000. Yeah, that's not a good price. But that's probably what that's what the seller wants. Sellers will always ask the highest price possible. Unless it's a home run, you make a full asking price. I don't think 79 is even close to where we need to be, Trinice. I think on this one, let me see the square footage on this real quick. This is 1849 square feet. We got to be at like 30. That may even be high. 20 to 30 is what I'm seeing here. Yeah. 20 to 30. With that amount of work, 20, 30 all day. Because there's some selling to investors around that ballpark. I mean, for more, and they're in much better shape. They at least have a ceiling. Okay, so 20 to 30 conservatively is where I think we need to be at. All right. Let's call somebody who submitted this. Somebody submitted a few in Tulsa. I like Tulsa. All right. Ava, you submitted this one, Tulsa. Let's take a look at this one in Tulsa. Anything you guys get in Tulsa, we can move and get offers pretty quickly. Okay. So let's see this one in Tulsa. Okay, so this is on the MLS. Now, for those of you that are new, keep in mind when you're going after properties on the MLS, you're going to have to make a lot of offers, a lot of offers, because it's more competitive. There's a lot more eyes on there. And yeah, you just got to make more offers. Be prepared to make more calls and make more offers. You don't really have too much control of the timeline. When you're off market, you're direct to seller. You do have a lot more control of the process, the timeline. The negotiation is just a lot easier. You can still get deals on the MLS. Just don't think they're going to be as easy as off market. All right, so this is the property. I mean, this is a really nice property. The roof looks good. This carpet, I mean, all right, you got a chimney. So they are asking $160,000. Now you submitted this. Complete rehab needed. Okay, kitchen. They're asking 180. Owner lived on it, but the wife has lots of health problems and they're desperate to sell. Okay, 3 broken windows, exterior. Okay, so they're desperate to sell. So one thing I always keep in mind, whether a property is listed on the market or not, is when I pull up the address on PropStream, I do want to take a look and see how much equity they have, because that's going to give me some insider information on how I can anticipate the negotiations to go. All right, maybe there's a certain number that they can't go below. Now they're asking 180, but looks like they just dropped the price to 160. They dropped it a few days ago, so that's good. Price cut $20,000 is what it says here. So let me run some quick comps on it just to see if that's even realistic. This is right there in between Broken Arrow. Okay, perfect. So actually, they are in a good ballpark. Actually, hold on. This is a different neighborhood. Some of these neighborhoods are very different, right? So you want to stay close as possible. This isn't a good area. I don't know about 160 though. I think we have to be around 120. Let me check the square footage again real quick. But let me pull this up on PropStream and see what the equity is like. I think, no, it doesn't say. They bought it for $98,000 in 2010. Okay. Man, there's like 4 loans on this. All right. Well, let's give them a call. They got it for 98, so they have equity in it. I think it's not like this needs work, but it's not horrible. It's not horrible. I think if you clean this up, you do some work to it, it could be a good rental. What is this room here? Say this is a man cave or something. Roof looks good. Landscaping doesn't. Okay. Well, let's call the agent and let's see what the situation is. All right. Let me make sure that I'm speaking of the right agent you submitted here. Sometimes the agent you submit is different. Okay, no, that's the same number. Okay, perfect. Norma. So let's call the agent here. I'm going to call from the Oklahoma number. All right, cool. And I'm going to keep running comps on this, see if I see anything else, because a landlord may. Really good area.
Hi, this is Norma.
Hey, Norma, my name's Steve, and I was calling about your listing on East 31st Place. Are you still accepting offers for this?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Did I catch it a good time?
I'm actually driving and you're cutting off, but we can give it a shot. What's going on? How can I help you?
Sure. So I just had a few more questions about it. I see the roof was replaced a few years ago. How is the electric, plumbing, and the HVAC?
Okay, so the plumbing, everything's good. In fact, the seller, they just replaced the sewer line, so that's new. As far as the HVAC, it works, but the condenser is original probably to the house. So you're definitely going to have to change the condenser. And then the roof is about 3 or 4 years old, I believe.
Yeah.
And then else is just functional but dated. If that helps. There are a few cracked windows in the back on the game room. In the game room, it's Pepsi glass. That room, it's not included in the square footage. So if you are you an investor?
Yeah, we are.
So if you're going to be adding that, make that, living quarters, you would come up probably to like a potentially 2,000 square feet, and you're definitely going to have to get those windows replaced. So yeah, it's just the house needs updates.
Okay. Was there permits for that enclosure?
Well, he bought it like that, and this was about 20
Wow.
years ago. And ever since they own it, they've never updated, not even the paint, as far as I know. I don't know, but it almost feels like it, sort of.
Okay. I mean, are they flexible in the price?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of offers from investors, but they've come in very low.
Yeah.
He's very motivated, but he's not willing to go super low, if you ask me. So,
What's super low for them?
yeah. Well, they won't do nothing less than 145. I'll tell you that right now, if that helps.
Ah, man. Yeah. I don't know if an investor will be a good fit, just so we don't waste each other's time. Because I was looking at this, based on the square footage and the work it needs, probably between 100 and 120.
Yeah.
140 is, if they got that offer, they should take that and run with it. But, okay. Do you know if, so you don't think they would go for 100, 120 if we can close in about a month?
No, they won't.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've had higher than that, and they said no.
Got it.
And, yeah.
Okay. Do you know if they might be open to like taking, like if we paid close to their full asking price, you think they may be open to taking payments on the property?
No, they are struggling financially. They need the money like ASAP.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If they shot down 140, I don't think I'd be a good fit, but if anything changes, we'll touch base. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for calling.
You're
Have
welcome.
a good day.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
They shut down 140 is crazy. 140 is a really good offer. The highest comparable property, let me see this. I mean, investors are gonna have to be 120, 130. And it's such a small neighborhood. It's right in between a school and commercial property, and then there's a park. And you always want to pay attention to these kinds of areas because some of these neighborhoods can be completely different. You don't want to really go into a different neighborhood. Everything can be different. And the house needs work. So if they shut down 140, they're, I don't know. It's just going to sit here for a while. I think, it sounds like they're very motivated. So it's definitely something that, you should follow up with in about a week or two because they are getting a lot of interest. They have 140 saves in 21 days, which is great, 2,300 views, but they're shutting, they're shooting down the offers. Okay, so this is going to have to be sold as is, not going to pass inspection. And I think eventually, people get more motivated over time. They just get more motivated over time. That's how it works. All right, let's call some lead house leads. Huh? Let's see what does lead house have for us today. Let's see what we got. All right. All right. So the first one is Carrie. This is in Texas. All right. This is a nice house. Really nice house. From the outside, at least. Okay. So here's a property. Looks good. A lot of nice houses here. All right, so what's the story with this one? Looks like a nice one. All right, Mrs. Stewart. Need some work? Oh, foreclosure. Well, that explains it. That's it. They need to sell ASAP. It's going to foreclosure. All right, let's give them a call. Let me switch my number here. And let's give them a call. I'm going to start running comps on this thing. She didn't put an asking price.
Please leave your message for
Gary Stewart.
sorry, mailbox is full. To
Cool. Let's call back again. See if they pick up the phone. I'm just going to run some quick numbers on here. This doesn't look like. So they owe
please leave your message for
Gary Stewart.
property estimated value is $530,000. They owe about $291, 45% equity, and monthly payments around $1,700, 4.5% interest rates. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's see what the next one is. Anybody that's in pre-foreclosure, remember, if it's in pre-foreclosure, you want to treat it just like any other lead. Okay, if it's a foreclosure, it's a whole different process. But if it's in pre-foreclosure, you treat it just like anybody else. You know, I never treat leads differently, regardless where they come from. If it's a pre-foreclosure, if it's a divorce, if it's a tax lien, vacant, tired landlord, I treat everybody the same, right? Because that's just the way it is. And you want to make sure that you get information out of them. Let them explain to you the situation. If somebody's in pre-foreclosure, I'm sure they know they're in pre-foreclosure, but you know, some people, if you approach them, say, hey, I pulled a pre-foreclosure list. Now this is a PPC lead. I'm talking about for those of you that are pulling a list. I've seen some people make the mistake of, hey, I pulled this pre-foreclosure list and you're on here. I can help you out. Right? It may come across a little bit invasive, so you just want to make sure that you treat each lead the same and let them explain to you what's going on. Okay? If they ask, how'd you get my information? Well, you know, I pulled a list in this area, public records. All right? This property looks nice. So this is, where's this one at? This is in Michigan. Okay. Michigan. Looks like these must be old photos. Always confirm the age of the photos that were on the listing. All right. Wait a second. This looks very familiar. Oh, maybe not. I thought it was a house that I spoke to a while back. All right. So what's the story with this one? Reason for selling, buying my dream property. Okay. They're asking $320. Okay. That's the house is in great shape. But they're asking pretty much full market value. I'm going to call them anyway. And then the time frame, ASAP. Okay, cool. Mr. Caleb.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Caleb.
Yeah.
My name's Steven. I think you filled out a form on our site about your property in Cherokee Trail.
Yes, sir.
Did I catch it a good time?
I'm in my truck with hands free. What's up, bud?
Great. So I just had a few more questions about it and see what I can offer you. Do you have about 5-10 minutes?
Yeah. Shoot, man.
Okay, great. So I pulled this property up. Just to confirm, this is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, right?
It's more like 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. There's no shower or tub in the downstairs bathroom.
Got it. 3-bedroom.
But,
3-bath.
no.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a 3 bedroom, 3 bath,
Yeah. It's
full poured basement.
uh-huh.
Yep.
And then you said it needs some work. Can you tell me a little bit more about the work it might need?
Thank you. Honestly, it just needs paint. Paint and maybe the stairwell and the upstairs hallway and my daughter's room all have older white carpet that's just stained. It could probably be, if everything's out of there, you bring in a good carpet cleaner company, they could probably make it look brand new.
Yeah.
But other than that, it just needs paint. I'm already in the midst of fixing the deck, so that we retagged all the boards down with actual screws that were nailed, and then I've taken a 21-inch belt sander and I belt sanded all of it, and it's all flat and it looks great. I just got to stain it.
Okay.
So, yep.
So you're looking to buy your dream home. Did you find it already?
Oh yeah, we're trying to buy a friend of our personal friends of my wife's house from them. We already have a purchase agreement.
Oh, nice.
I just need to be able to sell this house, get my down payment. My goal was to walk debt free, and you know how these investment people, everyone wants to lowball me to the point of not being able to be successful. So,
Yeah. I mean, we're an investment company. I do like telling everybody, that up front. We're not always the best fit, but if I'm not a good fit, I'll let you know front so I don't waste your what do you you're trying to sell this as soon as possible? What kind of time frame you're trying to sell?
Well, I put 60 days in the purchase agreement, but dude, life moves too fast. You either move quick with it, or you end up sitting around by the sidelines. So.
Yeah. What are you asking for the property?
I list it roughly around 320.
320. Okay.
Yep. All the houses in my neighborhood are because our neighborhood's divided into 5 groups. You got the 1970s section, and then I'm in the back in the rich section, quote unquote. And all the houses back there are 350 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And this happens to be in that area. So.
Okay.
But then Zillow, it all depends where you look. Credit Karma tells me it's worth 320. Zillow wants to say 306. But I also know Zillow just got sued for undervaluing everything. So I don't know what it is, man. I had a realtor look at it last night, and he was supposed to email me a price sheet on what he would list it for. So.
Oh, somebody's going to list it for you, you said?
I had a realtor look at it. I have not confirmed anything.
Okay.
He's supposed to email me and let me know what he thinks he would sell it for. But I ain't signed on with anybody. It's still my thing, and it's still for sale by owner.
Got it. Yeah, I think the way we come up with our offers, I mean, we look at bedroom, bathroom, square footage, year built condition, and then we just take a look and see what sold in the area in the last 12 months, and that'll just give us a good ballpark of where I think we need to be at.
Right.
The only problem, let me see, because it shows that there's new construction for sale in this area for like 250. Let me see the square foot. Oh, it's 700 square feet smaller, but how'd you
go
320?
To be honest, I'm in the process of trying to get a mortgage for this new house. I've talked with like 12 mortgage companies. I have like 9 pre-approvals, and 8 of them told me the estimated value is roughly 320. So I kind of ran with it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
You know, it has a brand new. Who's that? Leave it off while you're doing that. You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah. So, Bel Air, $16,000, 42-inch condenser, super efficiency system, less than 2 years ago. I got a Rain Soft less than 2.5 years ago. Iron water softener and reverse osmosis system. I had to re-roof half the house just to close, so half the roof on the house is less than 3 years old.
mm,
It was on 3/4 of an acre, but only 1/3 of it was usable. The rest was overgrown with forest. I took out over 60 trees, opened it wide up, so now, you know, the yard's usable. Re-landscape the exterior, fresh mulch everywhere, and we're in the midst of power washing all of it right now. You know, it's been work, man. I put a lot of work into this place.
okay. If you sold to
But
somebody that paid cash, it can close whenever you like. What do you think would be the best price you can do?
well, I'm gonna be blunt. I owe 232 on it. I need 45 grand to close on this house because they want to pay off some of my debt, so my debt to income ratio is better. And I was really hoping to be able to become debt free and have some money left over in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing the math last night, and roughly somewhere in the 285 to 300, 290 range is kind of what I need to be able to move forward.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I know you guys have always, I know investors want to buy at rock bottom, because I bet you guys have some, if we don't make 40 grand on the house, we're not interested type of thing.
Right. It wouldn't make any
No.
sense.
Yeah, I understand how margins work.
I think you're actually asking a reasonable price, not to an investor, but I see one on what is this? Tamarack Lane. There's one that sold 3 months ago for 250 there.
And those houses are the 1974s, cookie cutter, everything's identical from house to house.
mhm.
You know, and I think they're less square footage too. And so,
Yeah, this one is it's only 200 square foot less. It's probably the most comparable. All these other ones, there's not really many comparable to yours. I mean, there's one that sold for 252, 250. There's one that was built in 2000, and it looks like everything's renovated recently. It sold for, let me see, this one sold for 389, but it's completely
yeah. And then there's another one around the corner that has a 2.5, 3-car pole barn little house with a pool,
Mhm.
but the square footage is smaller than mine, and they want $400,000 for it.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in. None of the houses in the neighborhood have the design or shape of mine.
Yeah.
Mine's very, very off in comparison to the rest of the homes in the neighborhood. But I also live 2 houses down from the daughter of the builder that built it.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's a really tight knit community. So the community, the HOA, we have our own park with a 9-hole disc golf course in it, a gazebo, children's playground. There's down a block and around the corner from my house, they have a lot with a park in it. The neighborhood was built to be family friendly, and there's kids everywhere, dude. There's everyone's got kids in that neighborhood, so it's a very family oriented neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice, bro. I can kick my kids out until the street lights come on. It's pretty awesome. There's only one way in or out, so
Yeah, it's great.
you know, if a family was oriented, it's family oriented. So you find the right buyer with kids. I mean, they're walking into a neighborhood with opportunity. So
Yeah.
but,
No, it's great. There's actually only one for sale on around the corner. Let me see. They're asking. This one's kind of comparable. It's on Buffalo Drive, 56455. They're asking
I know.
275 for this. Let me see. Wow, it's in great shape, but I think the price you're asking is right around the price that it would be listed at. Investor. The only way it would make
Really?
sense for us is if we did like a creative finance kind of structure, but that may not work considering you're purchasing a new house. The only other thing we would do is just help you list the property on the market. But
Right.
there may not even be enough room for us because typically we have a retail buyer program. We list it for the homeowner and we cover the closing costs and fees, the commissions, all that stuff. And then we'd have to make a profit. But I think at the price you're asking, I mean, it would have to sell. Let me see, because you need to net. You said you owe 232 and you want to make at least 45, right?
And that's 45 to close the loan. I was hoping, if I sell it at 300, I net 78 minus all the theft fees. Only way I can call it.
Yeah. No,
But yeah,
I think
frustrated. If they were to drop interest rates, it just one fucking point, all bets would be off right now. The whole market would explode. I'd sell my house in less than a week.
Yeah.
I mean, this Fed dude needs to be charged with domestic terrorism.
Yeah, it's getting crazy out there, but the market's definitely gonna shift soon. But what do you plan on doing if it doesn't sell at the price you want? What was your plan B?
Sell it for less. I need to get out of this house. I need to move to this new one. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm calling you guys because I'm like, hey, maybe you can help me out. Maybe you can sell it. Maybe you can make a profit. Maybe you can help me get into this next house.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I mean, if I got to still keep some debt, reality is I'm paying off the new furnace system. The furnace went out in less than a year than I owned it.
Mhm.
They had government subsidies going back then, so I was able to use those to put in a really nice system. And then I'm paying off the water and filtration system. And it also has a full Vivint home security system with 3 cameras.
Wow.
So,
okay. So
yeah.
if we can help you sell it, is that something you'd be open to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to I haven't made any arrangements with any realtors, anything, because my last house I bought, I'm gonna be blunt. My house I sold, I lost 12 to 15 grand on it in realtor fees.
Yeah.
And my realtor and he's my best friend. We literally spent less than 3 hours selling it.
Might be innovation. I don't know if there's enough room.
So to lose 15 grand for 3 hours worth of work really put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I was sitting right there next to him the whole time, and he is a high caliber realtor for Tommy Raines in Lansing, Michigan. And when I sat there with him, and through the whole thing when I was doing paperwork, keeping company, like we sold my house with less than 3 hours of office time.
Wow.
And I lost like 15 grand.
Wow.
Yeah. So it really messed me up. It really messed me up, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As soon as but in 2022, the market was booming because everybody was still riding all the goodness from the previous president.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, still suffering. But not by us.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get my.
At the end of the day,
Go ahead.
I'll take any help I can get if it saves me money and helps me accomplish this goal as fast as possible.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Whether you want to list it, sell for sale bound, or we'll come up with something. Let me crunch some numbers with my team. How soon were you looking to make a decision?
Sure.
Whatever route that made sense to you that you're ready to move forward with. What kind of time frame were you ready to move?
Yeah, you walk over here. you walk over here with I already got my mortgage lined up. I got a purchase agreement going on the next house. The only thing that's holding me back is the damn money. I could close that house in 30 days. 30 days. You walk over here with an offer that allows me to accomplish my mission. I'll fucking sell it to you tomorrow.
Okay. I forgot to
That's
ask,
simple.
what are your monthly payments?
You know what I
on
mean?
that loan?
After escrow and everything, I pay $1,900.
$1,900. That includes taxes, insurance.
And that's actually about to change because I got pissed off about insurance one night and started calling everybody. Farmers insurance, buddy. Farmers. I went from $2,400 a month in home insurance, or a year in home insurance, to $1,100. And I went from $230 a month in my auto insurance for PLPD and 2 cars
Wow.
to $74.
Wow.
And I don't think I have seen the new insurance reflected yet in my escrow payment. So
Wow.
you
said
I bet
farmers
it's
insurance?
about to come down. Farmers, buddy.
Farmers. I think I heard of those guys.
And I ended up getting roadside, which I never had included. And I actually got better coverage on the home for $1,100 a year. And I was paying whoever the hell Haggerty for like 3 years. I should have did this years ago. I could have been saving money this whole time.
Okay. Well, I'm going to crunch numbers with my team. Is it okay if I give you a call back later?
Yeah. Can you give me your info so I can just write it down on my notes?
Sure. My name's Steven.
All right. Go ahead.
My name is Steven. I'm with ARC Equity Acquisitions.
Yep. ARC Equity. Yep. Musicians.
Yep.
And phone number, Steven?
My best number is, you got.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Got it.
You could reach me there via text or call, but I'll
Sure.
crunch my team, and we'll lay out some options for you to see if it makes sense and move pretty quick.
Yeah, and I've also just so the house is on Lockport Township water, which is great. The actual pumping station well is in our park. With that said, too, the house has a septic, and I had last summer, I had the tank pumped and the system inspected, and everything's perfect there too. So I've taken care of it.
Yeah, that seems great. But I'll crunch numbers with my team, and then I'll give you a call back today, okay?
I appreciate your time, Steven. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. So some people, I want to let him talk, but I don't want them to take up too much of my time. He's very motivated. He's open to whatever solution you can come up with. The comps are very strange in this neighborhood. It's very particular neighborhood. Man, he wants kind of like what it's worth. Some of these comps are just much bigger. And listen, you always want to ask people before you disqualify them, because to me, a lead is somebody that wants to sell, needs to sell. This guy wants to sell, needs to sell. So thank you, Lead House. Now it's up to us to decide, well, how can we help? Because some people, they want top dollar, they want to sell quick, and you just have to set realistic expectations. That's why I always like asking this question. You always want to ask, hey, what do you plan on doing if it doesn't sell the price you want? Well, I'll have to sell it for less. I'm just sick and tired. He's motivated. Now he owes 232, right? So that's kind of the number I'm looking at. I mean, I spoke with this lady yesterday. Somebody was trying to do a novation on her property. They overpriced it, tied her up for like 2 months. She said it was listed too high. They still did it anyway. And now at this point, She just wants to get rid of it and break even, right? And if you sell it at the price she wants to break even, it'll work. But this is why the follow-up is super important. So this guy, I'm going to review the options. I have to take a deeper dive into these comps because just briefly looking over them, I mean, he wants too much. He wants too much. And there's a neighborhood like north that new construction sold for about a little bit less, but those were multifamily homes, different area. Okay. Well, that was a pretty good lead. Ava, you submitted another one in Tulsa. I'm going to call this one. All right, this one needs a complete rehab. Let's take a look. Always ask people, and this isn't even something that's on the script. It's just every conversation is different. You have to kind of go with the flow, but it's always a great question to ask. What do you plan on doing if it doesn't sell the price you want? That's going to open them up a lot more about what their plan B is. Because some people, remember, they just look at Zillow and they see that, oh, Zillow says this and I'm going to ask this. And that's not always, obviously, it's not always accurate. All right, so this property, is it unfinished rehab or something? All right, what's the story with this one? Investor special, looking at equity move in, looking for potential rental, look no further. This house needs TLC to make into a home located in central Tulsa. You will be near everything. Okay, 36 days, 18 saves isn't too hot. They're asking 180. Was a conversation with you any different? Let me see if you have any different notes that I see here. Seller moved to Utah. The house is vacant, can close ASAP, free and clear. All right. And then did they tell you a different price? Doesn't say. Oh no, 180. Same price. Same price. They actually dropped it last month by 20,000. Okay. And this is listed with an agent. So I'm just going to take a look at these comps real quick. Already seems pretty high. But the seller moved and they're motivated. So you never know what that might lead to. I'm only going to look at flips here. Single family home flips. It's actually in a very good area. Next to a hospital. Yeah, you got to be closer to 120, I think. Actually, hold on. There's one. Here's a flip. How many square feet? Always look at the square feet. This is, 1740, built 1964. I mean, this thing it looks good from the outside. Okay. And then I'm looking at some flip comps in the neighborhood. I mean, you have 120. You have somebody bought one at 30. That's crazy. They got a great deal on that. But they flipped it for 250. They flipped this one for 225. I think the ARV is around 250. This is probably the best comp right here. Check out this comp. So this is a good comp. This is fully renovated. Look at that. I think we got to be around 120, 125. Yeah, I think that's where we got to be around. I mean, some of these are selling for less, but that's because the square footage is a lot less. But this is a great example of and they did a great job on this. Okay, well, let's talk to the agent and let's find out more information. But I think we have to be around 120, 125. It could actually, hold on a second. Let me go back to ours because I know it looks like an unfinished rehab, though. I mean, were they trying to flip it? and then they stopped. It looks like it. Do materials come with it? But this one looks good. All right, let's call the agent and let's see. Jorge. Call from my Oklahoma number. I'm just looking at the
This is
comp.
George.
Hey, George. My name's Steven. I saw your listing on South 82nd East Avenue. Are you still accepting offers for this?
No, we just got it under contract about a week ago.
Oh, a week ago. Oh, it still says it's
Mhm.
available. Okay, I guess I'm late to the party. When are they expected to close on it?
The 29th. I thought I got my assistant to change it to pending, but I guess not. So I'll change it right now.
Okay, I'll check back in with you towards the end of the month just in case they don't close. Did they give you full asking on this?
150.
Okay, no, that's good. All right, I'll check in at the end of the month then. Thank you.
Sounds great.
Bye.
Thank you.
I think 150 is too high. Oh, we'll see. I don't know. Just get the best follow up. I don't know. It might be an investor that bought it, like a rehabber or something, but I don't think there's too much room. All right, let's go to the next one. Well, you guys have any questions, you go and drop them in the chat, by the way. What's up, Palm Plays? Kariuska. What's up, Lead House? Yeah, that last guy was talking a lot. What's up, Bia? What's the link that we can use to check out Deal House? I think you're talking about Lead House. Just go on their website, leadhouse365.com, and just just talk to them. It's not a one size fits all, so just let them know who you are, where you're at, what you'd like to do. What I do like about them is, as long as you put somebody in front of me that wants to sell, needs to sell, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. I don't want people sent to me that, I just want to see what my house is worth, or any of that stuff. You just want to talk to people that need to sell, want to sell, and that's it. But you can head over to their website and schedule a call. Yeah, the last guy, we should give our best offer. Yes. All right, cool. What's the next one you submitted here? That one was in Tulsa. So we have one in San Antonio, Texas. All right, perfect. Let's see. This is on Lamar Street. Wow. This house is very cluttered. Very cluttered house. Let me close all these tabs real quick. So let me take a look at this one because let me open this up. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Here it is. Take a look at this property. You guys ever deal with somebody like this before? There's just so much stuff everywhere. That's just the outside. Okay. Wow. A lot of stuff. Look, there's a Spider-Man piñata. All right. Okay. Well, very cluttered. So what's the story with this one you submitted here? San Antonio, Texas, needs some work. Kitchen needs a full rehab. It's hard to say about the bathrooms. Entire home looks like a hoarder lived in the home. Yep. Cannot get a straight answer. I just texted this morning to ask, is anyone living their home now? Waiting on the reply. Okay, guessing it was a rental, and the occupants are going. I would like your assessment on how to handle this, so I can make an offer that is attractive to a buyer. Okay, so you spoke with Mr. Ryder. Okay, now this house is listed. Is it listed? Yeah, it looks like it's listed. Okay. Let me see something real quick. When did they list this? It's been 11 days. Okay. All right. Well, let me run some quick numbers on it. I think they're asking too much from what I am looking at. Okay. Texas is a non-disclosure state, so you need to have some kind of MLS data access, which PropStream does provide. And there's other softwares too that provide it, but you need to look at MLS comps. So this is, whoa, active for 464 days. Unless that's something expired or something, but let me make sure the agent's name. Okay, price adjustment. Okay, so they canceled it in July. No, expired. Okay. I mean, this guy's been with this person since 2024. Active, failed, price adjustments, withdrawn, canceled, expired, price adjustment. So it looks like they took it off, they put it back on. They took it off, they put it back on. And now it's listed for the lowest price it ever has been. They actually had it listed for $220 last year, and then they increased it to $240. And then they increased it to $284. And then it expired and failed and all that stuff. Okay, well, it's just overpriced. Let me look at the comps real quick. And let me see what kind of price point. I mean, we do have to take into consideration this house does need. And listen, it doesn't really matter how messy a house is. A house could be fully renovated and really messy. Some homeowners think that, this affects the value. It may or may not. I mean, I don't know what it looks like. Once everything's taken out, is there going to be things that we can't really see in the photos? Maybe. I see broken windows here. But properties that are usually hoarder homes aren't well taken care of. So we're always still conservative with those. I mean, man, they listed that for $290. I mean, you're comparing apples to oranges here. Look at this house. I can't tell this is, I mean, it kind of looks staged, or they keep their house very clean. But that's more or less a reno in that area. Our property is 1132 square feet. You can't list a prop. Why would they list this for fully renovated? Doesn't make sense to me. Well, let's call the agent. Let's call the agent and see what they have to say about it. It's been on Zillow for 11 days, but since we have MLS access, we can see they've been trying to sell this for over a year. So I'm not gonna I'm just gonna keep that in the back of my mind, and let's see if it comes out when it gets to negotiation. But starting price is just too high. All right, let's see. Let me try to find some as-is condition comps because that 157. This is a fully renovated property? Look at this comp right here, guys. Our subject property is asking this fully renovated property looks similar to ours, sold for $156,500.
Hi, you've reached Brian Ryder. Leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can for a quick review.
Why would Mr. Brian list a property higher than a renovated comparable property? I don't know. I don't know. You know, sometimes they just go by what the homeowner wants, but sometimes what the homeowner wants isn't always what they need. I think what they need is realistic expectations. I think that's crazy. I mean, I don't. This is an ARV comp. Just one of them. One of the most recent ones, actually. Let's call this agent one more time to see if he picks up the phone. I really want to hear his feedback. Redial. Look at that. That's the kitchen. I thought it was like a laundry room or something for a second, but it's a kitchen.
Hi, you've reached Brian Ryder.
This
Leave me a
kitchen
message
has
and
a
I'll get
kitchen.
back to you as soon
Which
as I
one do
can.
you pay
For a
more
quick
for?
response, send me a text.
Which one would you pay more for? Huh? Two different kinds of properties. And you know, when you speak with these agents, you want to ask them what they saw. I'm not a licensed agent in this area. This guy probably knows the area better than I do, but the numbers don't lie, you know. So yeah. Anyways, they didn't pick up for this one. What is our number we have to be around? I mean, I see a good comp that's sold for 95. Let me see the condition. This is it's not renovated, but it's in fair shape. Wow. Yeah, I mean, we probably have to be. I mean, I'm trying to look at some as is condition. Here's one. Here's a good one. That's sold for 46. That's actually in worse shape. It needs work. I think we have to be at 80. And I know that's way lower than what they are asking, but that's also why it's also been on the market for over a year. Okay, so you just have to be realistic sometimes. Well, all the time. Sometimes it's because the agents, they are not realistic, and that at the end of the day, that just really hurts the client. Okay. But anyways, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have a special guest on here soon. We're gonna call some leads. We're gonna close some deals, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. If you guys are in the community and need my help, shoot me a message. If you guys are watching on YouTube and you have a lead, remember, try to make sure that they actually want to sell, need to sell. I don't want to cold call, but if you want to submit any leads, head over to the REIToolbox.com, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right. Have a great weekend.